What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the recording. How about a blast from the past? That's right. Fallout 76 is at it again. Now, we've seen many memeable moments for the franchise, whether it is their ridiculously overpriced Fallout 76 coat or their charging premium prices for private servers that didn't work.
It's $99.99 for a year.
Or is the endless breaking? Or how about just the Todd memes?
Hey, kids!
Nonetheless, Fallout 76 has been a game that, whether you like it or not, is improving. Now, is it improving at the rate we would expect it to as customers? No. However, I purchased the game at full price, and I'm going to dive in this weekend and see just how bad it is. Because as we know, in the video game world and in the news world, people prefer the bad news over the good news. It's not uncommon that people will get on me on Twitter and say, hey, do something good today. Do something good today. And I think that that's a worthy cause, and I try to do it at when I can or when I think it fits into the day's topics. But inherently, those videos are always viewed significantly less than all the rest. You know, there's just nothing interesting about new AAA game releases and everything works out okay. That's why nobody does videos on that. It's the expectation. When things don't go as expected, that's what's interesting. It's not that I like covering negative only topics or people only like to watch negative topics. It's because we expect a video game to release in working condition, and when it doesn't, that's what's interesting. That's when our expectations are subverted so often these days. And new Fallout 76 patch creates even more problems by breaking legendary armor. That happened just a few days ago, and now people are actually hacking the game. What an amazing update to share. New Fallout 76 patch creates more problems by breaking the legendary armor. This is as of just a few days ago, just to bring you up to speed. Fallout 76, the latest patch, Update 16, has only been out for 1 day, and some players have already found a major flaw. This is via Polygon. Reloading your weapons may cause legendary armor to break after the patch is installed, although the problem doesn't happen every single time. Now, there's obviously YouTube evidence of this particular glitch, which I'll have in the video for you as well. But the problem is a little more complicated than it might appear. While one Reddit thread seems to suggest the problem happens all the time, comments from Reddit user this paints a slightly clearer picture. According to them, the problem only happens occasionally and doesn't even break the effects or stats at all of the legendary armor in the game, as the original thread claims. Players haven't figured out why the problem occurs sometimes or what conditions actually trigger it. The only thing they know is sometimes when you reload, your armor breaks. Now you have, of course, that's the weird bug that happened just a week ago, but more hilariously, one of the biggest criticisms of Fallout 76 was their lack of NPCs. And now they have promised to give us NPCs in an update, which was now, so I believe originally was due this fall or this year, but has now been pushed to next year in a move that angered Fallout fans because, well, you promised to, quote unquote, give the fandom what they wanted, but instead you pushed that update into 2020 to make room to demand more money from private servers with their Fallout Elite program. And, well, people did buy it. And of course we knew. Whales always buy. And look, I'm not going to be disingenuous here and say that there aren't people that love this game. I know there are. There are lots of people that love this game. In fact, there are people that watch my videos that love this game. They'll religiously downvote it because they don't like people being critical of a thing they really love. And I don't blame them for that. That's just a normal human reaction. But yesterday afternoon, it broke that a new cheat program is helping some Fallout 76 players duplicate their items and add massive new objects to the game, like airships and even non-player characters. On December 14th, we'll have some hilarious video footage here as well. On December 14th, during Fallout 76 free weekend event, unknowncheats.me forum user, I'm not going to say that, released a series of cheat scripts they wrote for the game on PC, allowing players to spawn weapons, armor, and other objects into the game. The release will most likely be hotfixed instantly, they wrote. Use the free weekend accounts to spawn containers, items, and create legendary equipment. After you create your items, store them on a mule account and do this at your own risk. So essentially the way it worked was they would want you to use a fake account, create wealth for yourself, then store them, and then transfer ownership to your actual paid account in an effort to subvert obvious bans that would be incoming. Now, it'd be curious, especially if I was paying monthly for the software, I don't think I would be risking my character that I had been putting into the game, than putting in thousands of hours into, especially when you look at how Bethesda has treated some cheaters in the past. But it's an interesting gimmick nonetheless, and I'm certain people did it. Last week, players reported seeing the Pride when the Brotherhood of Steel airship from Bethesda's 2015 Fallout 4 floating in the skies above Fallout 76 White Springs Resort, likely as a result of the new hack. They posted a video of it on YouTube showing it was linked to a nearby electrical tower, likely because that's where the player who hacked the airship into the game was keeping their campsite. Floating campsites have long been a thing in Fallout 76, but some players have even attempted to make them look like the Pride one, and the first time that the actual ship has been spotted in the game. Now players have also managed to add NPCs to the game. In an email to Kotaku, Reddit user the Gemini with Fallout 76 group Dupers Are Us shared a video footage of them and a friend playing with the Brotherhood of Steel soldiers, Queen Scorchbeast, and human NPCs they themselves had created. Now look, I actually think if you're on a private server and you do this stuff, I don't care. I mean, I think that why not? Why not be able, video games at the end of the day are supposed to be fun, and modding is just a part of that. Modding has been a big part of the video game community for a long time, and while companies like Rockstar continue to resist it by sending cease and desist letters and threatening legal action to people that do mods, other games have embraced it. And in fact, really, Bethesda has relied on the community to fix a lot of problems in their games. And I don't really have a problem with people doing this in private servers as long as it doesn't affect other people. There are a few limitations, of course. They spawn without clothes and without some weapons. The sounds of the weapons as they fire are sometimes replaced by the sound of turret fire, and they cannot leave your camp unless it's to hunt down an enemy. But the Gemini is still working on improving NPC's functionality, at least until Bethesda finds a new way to block the hacks. The company's Wastelanders update, adding the official NPCs, is due out next year. Now, if you remember, the Wastelanders update, I pegged as the time I was going to jump back in, that I was going to give the game another try. Because, look, obviously, we know the game was released in terrible, terrible state. However, hundreds of thousands of people still play the game. And as somebody who covers the game and covers your reactions to it, I want you to have a game. I want you to have the game that you wanted originally, even if it's 2 years later and late, because I'm hoping that people will remember that next time a game launches. I'm basically on the schedule in terms of AAA games that I won't even buy them for a year. Hey, little kitty. Yeah? Come on up. You want to say hi? Hello. She doesn't look very happy. Annie's very talkative today. She's probably telling me that's a good idea, that I should wait a year to buy any major AAA game. You talk about pre-ordering games. I just don't do that. There's nothing in a video game or about a video game that I absolutely have to have. I wait. If I get it, I'll wait till a day or two after it comes out just to make sure it works. If you remember, the big Fallout 76 update, which will finally add human NPCs to the Appalachian Wasteland, has been delayed to early 2020. Wastelanders will see humanity return to Appalachia in the form of the brand new NPCs, enemy factions like the Cannibals and Mothman cultists, a faction reputation system, and so much more. Essentially, in 2020, the game will become what it was supposed to be in the very beginning. I'm not sure, I vacillate back and forth between whether this was a video game company thinking they knew better than the customers, without releasing the game, because this was an issue since Jump Street. Everyone was like, what were you thinking? And ultimately, it blew up in their face as what can only be described as one of the biggest botches of a video game launch in history. Will they be able to redeem themselves and have a comeback story like No Man's Sky? You hope so. I mean, you hope for the customers that have been playing the game, that enjoy it. You hope that they have a good time. You hope that they'll eventually be able to make Annie happy, because she's clearly upset. And you hope that people really remember this when, 2020 comes out, and if Wastelanders is awesome and if it finally makes the game worth playing, people might support it. It'll be interesting to watch. Nonetheless, the dumpster fire that is Fallout 76 continues to burn, and it's just a great day to be covering video game news with so much going on. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.